Time for the main event!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell so we don't miss out any future videos. With that being said, we got some controversial DLC coming to 2K26 on April 15th with the Ringside Season Pass 2. And the timing of this is just not great because of all the negativity around the game. A lot of people asking for other stuff in the game. It's just, if they waited a little longer to reveal this, I feel like it wouldn't be such a big, massive dislike outcry. I personally think it's really cool, but before we go any further, before you get mad at me in the comments, I think it's cool, but not at the expense of the other stuff, which we'll get here in a second. So anyway, let's go check out the DLC, and then I'll give how I feel about it, and then we'll talk about how they should have done it and what this could mean for the rest of the ringside passes going all the way to the end of the year in WWE 2K26. Let's go look at this DLC. Alright, so here we are over on X, and this dropped right after the video I made yesterday showing off Kelly Kelly and Demolition, which look great. Kelly needs their hair fixed, so hopefully they do that. Anyway, so here is the huge controversial post that that got them a lot of hate, although it does have 2.6k likes. I'm curious what the dislikes would be. It says, "Think this is just a game? Mommy plays for keeps in the wasteland. Step up if you want to be dismantled." And let's look at the image here. And if you're unfamiliar who this character is or what the hell why she looks like a robot, well, in Borderlands 4, there is the Ripper Queen enemy. She's one of the most vicious enemies in the game and has a really cool boss battle. And a returning character, I don't want to spoil it for you, comes back because of this chick. And well, I think this is awesome. As a fan of Borderlands 4, which I've beaten the game, I've put in over 100 hours into, and played a lot of co-op with my brother. It's the main game we play together. I think this is really cool. I think this is awesome. And I would love more of this type of content. However, the way we're unlocking it is not the way to do it. In my opinion, since I own the game, Borderlands 4, that is how I should be unlocking these characters. These should not be replacements for the Ringside Pass DLC, if that makes any sense. So we could have gotten some other wrestlers, in-game wrestlers, different personas, stuff like that. Although I think this is really, really cool, I don't think it should be at the expense of in-game wrestlers, stuff like that. So that's where I stand on this. So before you yell at me in the comments, pay attention, because I got blasted for this, for saying I think this shit's cool, and holy crap, I had to block a few people because they wouldn't leave me alone. So chill out. It's a video game at the end of the day. Let it have wacky stuff. I agree with having it in the game, but I disagree with how they're putting it into the game. So there you go. There you have it. That's how I feel about this. So before you go misquote me, there you go. Anyway, so there's a couple other ones here. Now the next one is CM Punk. And from this image, I'm not liking it. Rhea Ripley looks awesome, but CM Punk is just a random Ripper. So he's just like a jobber Ripper instead of one of the main villains or something. So I kind of disagree with this design, although until I see it in action, I'll hold out judgment. I like the mask. I think the cool mohawk's awesome and everything, but I like this stuff. But again, not at the expense of in-game wrestlers or wrestlers not in the game yet, if that makes any sense. So there is that. Now the next one is the return, or should I say the upgrade, I don't know why I said return, the upgrade of Obafemi, like a new updated model. His body definition looks a little better. He's got the big Akuma beads instead of the little ones. His hair is down. And they did fix his entrance a little bit, but the motion is exactly the same. And I feel like the motion doesn't go to the beat. We'll check out the entrance video here in a second. I just want to show you the image here. And then before we go to that, there's one other character that got leaked. I don't know where the leak came from, but it makes a lot of sense based off of what this other stuff is. And this one has me really excited. We haven't seen it as of the making of this video. Hopefully it drops so I can add it in at the end. And that is Becky Lynch as Lilith. Now, if you are a fan of Borderlands, Lilith was the Firehawk. She's the siren in the first game that you get to play as. And she's basically been the main antagonist throughout the entire franchise. And I think that's awesome. That's such a cool... If they do it right and make her look really, really cool, I think Becky Lynch will look awesome. In fact, I kind of wonder why Becky Lynch wasn't her in the movie. now that I think about it, because she's been in movies before, and I feel like she would have been perfect for the role. Randy Pitchford, you dropped the ball on that one. You picked a bunch of his favorite actors that were way too old for that movie, and he should have picked with young actors, and then they took out all the mature scenes, and the movie was just a huge flop. Anyway, but Lilith, that's really cool. I kind of hope they would get some more, like get a couple more from the older games, but they're trying to stay true to the current game because they want you to go play it. Now, there's a new character they introduced, and I forget his name because I haven't played him yet, and he's a cool robot that kind of looks like The Undertaker. I think it would be freaking awesome if The Undertaker gets a skin of that character. I'll find an image and have it pop up while I'm talking here. That would be really cool. And then have The Undertaker skins and all these WWE skins in Borderlands. Someone was saying that, that's dumb. You don't want wrestling stuff in your Borderlands game, do you? Hell yeah, I do. That would be awesome. Like, I don't understand why some people are so... They gatekeep, and they're like, no, it has to be this and this only. Why? It's a video game. It doesn't matter. Like, if you don't like the content, don't use it. It doesn't hurt you in any way to have it in the game. Like, it doesn't. And nobody plays this crap online, so you're not going to run into somebody playing as those characters online anyway. It's all mostly single player. The online is pretty much dead because it's broken every single year. The bad peer-to-peer gameplay with lagginess and everything. You can't even play with your buddies half the time, and it sounds like 2K26 is much worse. So what's the problem? It doesn't hurt you in any way to have this stuff. I understand the frustration on how we're getting them. Probably the ringside pass. It doesn't really say here, but the leak says it's the ringside pass. It should be by having the game on your system, be either digital, physical, having a save file, having played the game, whatever. That's how we should get these characters, not having it locked to our as paid DLC. That, once again, I just want to drive that home. Now, let's go look at the Obafemi entrance. Alright, so here's Obafemi's new entrance. Well, his updated model, I should say, because I feel like the entrance is the same. Once again, I can't play the music because of copyright issues. But his hair looks really, really good. His attire is updated. I feel like his muscle definition is a lot better. If you look at the old one, I should have a comparison here, but for the sake of time, he looks a little better here. Yeah. I don't know. I think he looks a little broader. Like, he looks more menacing. And I like the new Akuma beads. Hopefully we get those for Creator Wrestler, because, heck, I might start using those. I think those are cool. His hair is down, which looks awesome. So hopefully we get a WrestleMania version of him, too, because he's over. He is over the moon. In my opinion, he is their biggest new star, and as long as they don't F it up and have him lose to Brock Lesnar, I think he'll be the next champion right away. He's their next, I want to say, he's their next Brock. He's their next Goldberg. He's their next big guy that they haven't had for a very long time. Like, usually, they would always push this new big guy. It was Hulk Hogan, then the Ultimate Warrior, and then I'm trying to remember the next one after that. I mean, then they kind of went to the Attitude Era, but, they've always had, like, this big monster that, the formula always works. The Goldberg formula. Ryback was over the moon until Vince got sour on him and buried him, right? I mean, Ryback could have been that guy, even though he was an idiot. So, just like the Ultimate Warrior, he could have been the guy if he didn't get so greedy. Anyway, so there you have it. That is the new entrance for Obafemi, and I'm sure they're going to add more stuff. I can't wait to get the entrances for the Borderlands characters because I really want to see those. So we'll just have this play in the background here while I talk about the next few things I want to talk about. So, I already stated how I feel about the collab. I took some cliff notes here. I just think it's just way too soon to implement this as DLC. I kind of feel like they definitely should have waited and done this in a later season until they fix the game, until they get a good press, make the fans happy, because right now the fans are really down on this game. We're talking, they're down on my faction, they're down on the creation suite, a lot of it doesn't work, like the movesets, I still can't save my movesets. It's like it'll do it half the time and it won't do it the other half. I'm like, dude. So it makes me not want to play the game because that's all I do is make wrestlers, really. The way they monetize the game is really bad this year. The way they pretty much, it just feels like rinse and repeat. Like, everything is, there's so much you have to do to unlock stuff, and it just doesn't feel flushed out. It just feels like it was rushed. And I love the gameplay. I really like the ragdoll physics. I know some people are down the gameplay because that really changed that much. but I like the new mechanics. I really like the Create a Wrestler. I like the body morphing a lot. That's like my favorite new feature. The two-tone hair. My main two characters look freaking phenomenal this year. They look better than they've looked probably ever. I'm really happy with how the main two wrestlers turned out. I'm really happy with some of my other wrestlers that I haven't even shown off yet. I'm trying to make everybody get my universe mode ready, but the universe mode is kind of screwed up with created wrestlers, at least for me. I don't know how you guys have been, what issues you guys have been having, but I'm just taking a little break until the 15th, and hopefully on the 15th we get a patch 1.08 that fixes everything, or at least the creation suite, because personally I could care less about my faction, but I understand the importance of it for a lot of players. There's a lot of YouTube channels that just focus on that entirely. In fact, if it was fixed, I might go in there and play it and unlock some of the Persona cards, because there's a cool RVD one I kind of want to get. But other than that, I could care less about my faction. Again, I really want to drive the point home that I think the way we should have unlocked these is just having a save file of Borderlands 4. That's what I think. All of this stuff, all these personas, all these cool collaborations, that should all just be in a store on the island that has the option to either buy or ignore completely for the fans that hate it and for the fans that really like it. I don't think it should be tied to the ringside pass. I really don't. I feel like that's not a good look, but what else are they going to put in there? This tells me they don't really have a plan, and they're just throwing whatever they can at the wall here. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But if it was me and I was making these games, I would make a separate shop on the island with all of the collaboration stuff right there, where people can either ignore it or engage with it and buy it. I, for one, would probably get all the stuff because I think it's cool. Anyway, how do you feel about this? What are your thoughts on the Borderlands 4 skin collaboration? I'm going to be using that joke a lot going forward. Are you down with it, or do you think it's terrible and it doesn't belong in the game and it should be expunged from the planet Earth? Thank you for watching, and as always, stay frosty.